Good morning, beautiful people. It's another beautiful day. It's another beautiful Sunday, oh God. We praise your name. We glorify your name here in the village. Thank you so much for supporting this girl, Irene So Eater. Guys, it's a Sunday morning and it's looking wonderful. I know you people you get used to this road. Thank you for all the new subscribers. I acknowledge you. I don't take it for granted. And thank you for all the returning subscribers always coming back to my YouTube to check on me. Yeah, guys, um stay tuned for more videos and more support from you guys just by clicking and watching my video. Say hi to me, say something nice hapo kwa comments. I'll appreciate. Write something, just say hello, and I'll appreciate, guys. It's not an easy journey, but we take it positively. Yeah, because we are here to make sure that you are fed good content. So stay tuned and don't go away. Guys, it's always I'm always making a stop here because I love this. I love it, I love it. This is the millet I've seen that has done so well. If it was not for the rain, this one will be grown like dry right now, and it will be being harvesting. And you look at this maize. This is somebody who knows what he was looking for. He was after the yields, and that's why he top dressed the maize, and it's looking green like the way you're seeing it in this picture. And who are we meeting? Who was this? Sasa, how are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm okay. Look at this cute boy. Tell us your name.
Hello guys, I'm goes by name. I'm Getangita. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Go to 10,000 subscribers. And don't forget to subscribe to this beautiful channel.
Yeah.
Go to 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Always positive vibes, guys.
Yeah. How did you receive your results? You are excited?
No, it was not my target.
I know.
Yeah.
But that is your effort, you should be proud of yourself,
Yeah, but that was not my target. But
yeah. But I know when you join Form 1, you're ready for Form 1?
Yeah.
And he's a young boy who is on YouTube and he's doing so well. So I just want to ask you, are you ready to put down the phone and study?
Sure.
Or you want to join a day school?
No.
A boarding school?
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to join a boarding school, there's no YouTube anymore?
But I have my brother,
He will continue with the YouTube. Okay. He's very hardworking, guys. Go to his YouTube and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Thank you, Ngita. I'm going to see you down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look at this. So guys, Ngita is he's the youngest YouTuber here in Villa Magdalene. Yeah, and he's doing perfectly good on his channel, guys. You can't imagine. And I was so perplexed. He sent me his results because he got my number. He sent me his results and I was so excited for him. He's feeling low. I miss those birds. Look. I miss them. So when he sent me the results, I was like, I almost cried because I was not expecting him to send me the results. And now next year he'll be joining Form 1. Guys, we pray for him as he take on another journey. Yeah, it's not easy, but you have to study. Despite the fact that now he knows how to make content and make money, he has to go to school. You don't forget about the books you get. Yeah. Now we are at the villa. That's our gate. That's the villa. That's where the generator is. This is Ankomo and Custom fitted here. These are the black wherever. This one, they love following you wherever you go. They will embarrass you. Yeah. So let's go to the villa. We're headed to the villa. Yeah, it's looking beautiful outside here. So guys, we are heading to, we are still in the Maros compound. You can see Maros. Everyone is busy actually. This is the river here. This is the sand. Here. There's a lot happening here, guys. You can see the sand. They have a lot of sand here for construction. They get the sand from the river. You can see. Easy for construction, you know. I don't know what's happening. I have this cup. I had gone to fetch water and now I have it. Look at the sand. There's a lot happening here. I really don't. Oh. There's a lot going on here, guys.
Your clothes and then go and scratch.
So we are done with the clay bath. We are heading to where the ponds are. You can see this land is for Pasilka. This is the river that drains to Lake Victoria. And this is Gintu. He has never seen such craziness.
My God.
He's very shocked, you know. He's not used. He has never been to Mombasa.
And not only Mombasa.
Yeah.
This is a village. So
No, but
we getting things like that. You know, we are the boys of this
he was
village.
standing there so perplexed, and I was wondering what.
Not me.
Everybody's shocked.
You
Yeah.
know, even that thing, if just I am Moroccan, just see it. It's shocking because we have never seen it.
But he's the one who brought it.
The idea.
We are going like this.
Yeah.
There's plenty of water in this area, in this village, everywhere we are crossing. There's water running. Guys, this is a maze. You can see the shattered leaves is due to heavy rains that we've been experiencing here in Nyabuhansi, you know, and across the country also. I hear Nairobi, Mombasa is flooding. Yeah, the river is here. This is where that one is called River YouTube, and we are at the fish ponds. Hello! Woo! We are at the fish ponds. You can see. You can see. You can see. These are neighbors. Marwa's neighbors. I am Marwa's neighbors. Looks so good. We are at the fish pond. We have left the other side where the people are so excited with swimming and clay bathing and bathing. You know, they're so excited. You can see at the background there's a lot of noise. But me, I haven't done mine, but I'm very sure I'm going to do it very soon. And this is the river. You see, there's so many plastics in the river. You can see the neighborhood here. These are Aimarwa's neighbors. This is a fish pond. This is the guy who supplies the fish, the small fish to hotels. He's the same guy, person who supplied the fish with to Marwa, you know. So I'm here to find out where he got the idea from. And Mr. Gitu, hey, this is a golden chance for me to have gotten to talk to you, Mr. Gitu. It's Gintu. Say hello. He's very tall. I have to bend. He's the man who saw the ladies in the bath clay, and he was so shocked. He has never seen, you know, this is a village, you know, but now it's the village.
She's lying. She's lying. I have girlfriends.
Many girlfriends. He's an African man.
So when she's just talking about the ladies who are just clay bathing themselves,
yeah.
I have ever seen it because when the construction began, I was just there. I was even involved in terms of giving some instructions so as the thing can just prosper well.
Yeah.
So guys, we are here at my project of fish farming here in Nyabuhansi village.
Yeah. You can see the project, you can see the fish That when you see the waves in the water, those are fish playing. So I want you to introduce yourself to my channel.
It's underscore Gintu, Gintu. I am having here at my fish farming project here. I have 3 fish ponds here, and this is the big one here, followed by the next at the far end, and that one at that end. Yeah. So guys, here this fish pond is about 25 meters by 15 meters length and width. And you see the water is not yet full at this fish pond because it was just yesterday. I now closed all the channels that had an issue with the seepages. Water was just penetrating to the river, so I removed the whole of this water out so as I could just rechannel it again, so as now I can just invest in water. So as when time will reach, I'll just do the fertilization of this pond. So I had just some 3 weeks ago, I renovated these ponds here. So you can see still we have some wet soil here.
Yeah, it's
these are just called the dikes where we're just stepping. Yeah. So after those 3 weeks though, I closed the drainage area, whereby the water was just full now at this fish pond, but I had seepages here. The term that I'm just using seepages, these are just the channels that the water create onto these dikes towards the river. So those are just called the seepages. And it had so many seepages here, and the barrows that had been created by the catfish and the fish themselves when they are just breeding. So I just released the water out as a method of like harvesting. So as now, when I will now rechannel them, or what we call I block them before they can just have to enlarge. So that's how now yesterday I closed the way where we just got the water passing through, so as it can now be full, then I start fertilization. So, but you can see how the pond looks like greenish in color.
Why is it looking like greenish in color? That's what I wanted to ask.
Okay, this pond I just constructed it some 5 years ago. So
5 years?
Yeah, the way you can just see it how it is here. So I've been using the chime. Do you know chime?
Chime is like I know certain leaves.
No.
Chime?
Chime. These are just when you go to slaughterhouses. You know, when they slaughter some cows or goats, onto the stomach, there are some substances that the grass they ate.
The green.
Before, they're at the far end. You can just see them where the cow is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So when I use them here, I severally use it because.
For what? Why? Why do you use it? I'm
coming to that point. Okay. They have like 5 positive impacts onto this fish farming. Yeah. When I use them here, I throw them onto the water. They change water into green. So as you can see that green color, it's the chime that the remaining here. So you know, when you throw it, some settle at the ground. So whenever you just get the water out, when you now fill the pond, it will now accumulate. It's still here. So that is the green content. That's now the growth of algae that we talk about. Yeah, that's now is the algae. Okay. So when we use that chime or the animal dung, which is the cow dung, it will now turn water into green, whereby providing the nutrients relevant for the growth of the algae. Because algae is being consumed by the fish, which is the tilapia fish, onto their cycle life. The second point about the use of chime, when it turns water into green, you can just, that's now the nutritive value for crop growing. So you can just have a nursery bed or a seed bed, you can just use that water watering the plants that you have. And the third point is that when the water is just green, that green turbidity, now you cannot expose the fish stocked here onto the predators, which are the predator birds. So even people can just maneuver around, cannot see them clearly, because those are just preventive measures we can just use, so as we can now secure the security panel in terms of tilapia fish farming. So the fourth point is when you use that chime here, you cannot find wherever around the compound any kind of snake. So you can never get any snake around this pond or onto the dikes or
so snakes are also predators.
Yeah, they're just predators. They eat small fish, which are just the what we call the fingerlings.
Fingerlings, yeah.
Yeah. So those are, and even if you use the fifth point about that is when you use that chime, you know, it's like grass.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you know, the grass that's just beneath or alongside this dike here, when it stretches itself onto the water, when water is full, the fish eats this grass. So whenever you use that chime, you know, it's just grass that has been chemically decomposed onto the stomach of a cow. So it has been maybe chewed softly, so it's just soft. So when it's just thrown here, they eat that chime as food. Because the fish eat even grass, they eat sweet potato beans, they eat sukuma wiki. So it's the same protocol. So it's like food.
Okay, okay. So you have said that you built this dam like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Of what impact has this dam been into your life?
Positive or negative?
Positive and negative, the challenges that you have faced so far.
Okay. The positive impact is, you know, when you are just a fish farmer, the only thing is to get the profit. So if there was no profit, you cannot come here and get it renovated this way. So and to that, you can just know clearly that it has something beyond or an expected thing or the positive impact towards it. But we have the negative impact towards this fish farming project. The first negative impact is this land is not yet fenced. As you can see, it's not yet fenced. So we have intruders who can just pass from trespassing from any angle or any section accessing the land. So they can just have maybe bad intention or any other arrogant misleads. So you can just perform onto this farm. So that's the challenge, whereby it comes with the theft. So the second challenge is about you know, when we are just here, we have the predators which are just coming here so that they can just pick onto the fish that are just here. But whenever you secure them, you know, you cannot secure the whole pond thinking that it has a green water that will now protect the fish. If that greenness is just protecting a fish for like 75%, the 25% are just exposed. So whenever you throw the feeds here, you can just leave, or you leave them eating, you can, that's exposing them. So the predators can just pass and see them eating, they can just take over something. So the third point is about the feeds. So we have the feeds now are so expensive in terms of purchasing when it comes to the people who have the market demand for selling only, not for the community consumption. So like us, we are for the community, for the market demand. So you should grow the fish using the concentrate feeds or the manual feeds, because if you use the concentrate feeds, you are just assured that they are just going to grow so fast and you just capture with the market demand. But if you use the local material, then just going to have a stunted growth, because you don't have the minerals that they need or they acquire as for their cycle life. Because you know, the most of the what we call the man-made feeds, these are just the maize chaff, millet chaffs, we have husks. So you have such kind of feed. So sometimes they sink into the water, and these tilapia fish are just top feeders. They only feed on any feed that is just floating on top of water. So whenever that feed sinks, it will not be accessed by or eaten by the fish. So that one gives you attention that those feeds, maybe they have good nutritive value to them, but if they're just sinking, it's nothing for that. The only breed that gets to the if the what we call the feeds sink into the water, the only brand of fish is just the catfish can just access any bottom feeds that sink into the water. But the tilapia fish, they only eat anything that's just floating, because they're just called the top feeders.
Okay, now you also the guy behind Boss I Am Marwa's pond. So how did you approach him, and when he agreed to your deal, how did you feel? Like,
okay, you know, as a farmer, I expect people from nowhere. and anywhere they can just access this area, so as we can just do business. Because I've just talked about this is for the market demand. So whenever a person has a deal or has an order, so as he can just be supplied with this fish, that's the manner that when I was just having an order here for a ceremony, so I was just removing some fish. That's where now Marwa came and found me fishing. So he came and was just interested with the fishing method we are just using. He was just interested with how this area or the environment was just looking. So he gave me an order that I can just create the idea, so as we can just have a fish pond at his zone, and I can just manage that. And during that time, you know, when I was just constructing that fish pond at the far end, the second one, it was in 2021. So that fish pond goes hand in hand with Marwa's Vida construction. So whenever I was just constructing there, I was even constructing this one. So we knew each other here, and we are just neighbors here. So from Marwa, I knew Marwa, and Marwa knew me from the childhood I was. So we know each other. But the idea is he never knew that I could just possess or can just have this awesome and amazing deal of fish farming here. So, but in 2021, he knew that I was just capable of. So I had only three. I had three. So that time in 2021, when he came here to see how the environment is. So in that time, Maro had a drone. In that time, Maro had a drone. 2021, he was just throwing the drone up. It was just surveying the village, how it looks like, what the climate
then
is.
He takes back the
so
news.
When he was just watching, well, the drone is just moving. So he spotted the dams here. So when he spotted these fish ponds here, he came. When he now took the drone back, and he came with his own now the camera, so as you can just take some videos here, or you can just get a shout out. In that time I was not in YouTube. So I could not know what's YouTube, by the way, in that time, because I was just hearing some people talking about YouTube, but I could not have such an access because of in unconditional circumstances of the pocket to purchase any kind of a good phone to enter into the net.
So apart from Marwa, I would love to know if you have also supplied fish within the county, Migori County, and outside Migori County, and of what benefit have you gained?
Point number one, you know, when you start up a project, one thing is, you can come. When you take...
You're very tall.
When you start up a project like this, before you just get the idea onto the ground, you should have done a survey first. And you should have a market idea and the purpose of you doing this. So when I went for the market to see if I can just have that market at my local market first, because I had one during that time 5 years ago. So that's when now I realized that the market demand of the fish was just high. They are just purchasing out of the county from the Lake Victoria. That's where they could just purchase. But I saw that if I can just do this, so can I attract some people? But when I now built this, I got that there are many customers who need the fish, locally consumption. But not only to the market, but local consumption was high. Because when you go to purchase the fish at the center, they are so expensive. And here, I can just produce them here and sell to the villagers who need the raw fish. Because those people at the market, to sell a raw fish, it means that they will not make that profit. Because they have to add it value via frying, so that they can now get a profit. But now when I came up with this idea, the market demand was not of a big fish only. They rely on small fish. That was my market. Because I had one, I had to start with what the market is, where the market needs. So in that time they needed small fish of around 150 to 200 grams. But one time I talked to myself that can I just grow them here? They grow big and I just sell to them, or I just get it to an order so as I can just sell them. But during that time, I went a very big loss in that time, because somebody can just tell you, I want we were just talking about numbers, because they know the size. So you know the number now. I want like 50 pieces. I want like 100 pieces, because they know the cost of it. So somebody tells you, tomorrow I want you to harvest for me like 200 pieces. I'll just come for them. When you just come here very early in the morning, get some water out, so as you have to release some water out, so as it's just minimal here, so that you can just catch up using the net. Now you throw the net in, people just jump in, they come up with they just harvest some fish, 200 pieces. So you get them onto the shelter, so they can just stay here, so as you can just wait for the client to come. When he comes here, he found that they are dead already, they are dead. So that's his order. But when he comes here, he's just talking about, no, they are small, they were not the way I thought, so they are dead already. You cannot return them back. Yeah. So you have to sell according to his cost he needs. Okay. So that was the biggest issue and the problem with that. So that's where now I came up with an idea of adding them value alone. I just I bisect them, I remove some scales, I package, I go to town, so as I can now fry them alone and sell them alone. Okay, so I did so. Okay. But by now, I am out of that deal then. So because the more you just into this business, the more it expands. Okay. So by now, you see this pond here, I was just stocking like 1,000 to 1,200 fingerlings. But by now, I'm just going to stock 2,000 here. Both these three fish ponds here. So I am going to attract more attention and more customers from out. Now I'm just not going to grow them in a small size. They are just going to have a big size, because I am Maro here. When he goes for travels, after this party here, he's just going for travels. So when he comes back, it's like next year, June there. They will just have grown good in terms of harvesting now, because I just invest for only 6 months. 6 months, they are ready for consumption. So if somebody can just tell me, I want to book this fish pond, can just book it, so I can just grow them so as to the size you need.
Oh, so they book? Yeah. Like for 6 months, when they grow to the size, the preferable size, they come and harvest.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good, the deal now I have. Yeah. So that's why now I want to fertilize them by first or to 5th by December. I'll now stock or install the fingerlings here.
How many varieties of fish you want here? One type of...
I only grow 2 types varieties, which is the catfish and the tilapia fish.
What about the mudfish?
No, the mudfish are just wild fishes found in the river. They are just black in color and they're somehow small. They don't grow big, but the catfish, hey, they grow so big. They can just reach up to this arm here. You can just see. Yeah, so they grow so big. There's a time that I invested here. It was like the 3rd round. I stocked here, before I can just go there. Before somebody can just ask, are they just stocked here at the same time? No. They are not stocked at the same time. First, you stock tilapia fish. They finish like 3 months. Then you stock the catfish.
Why?
The purpose behind is, when you stock them together, the catfish have a very high growth rate. So when the fish are just, fish are just growing small pace. But the catfish, they grow once. Oh. They are growing once from down where after 6 months, you cannot even touch it.
Oh my God.
6 months, yeah, 6 months.
Catfish
well fed.
Catfish are a threat to
the fish. Because when you stock them together, the catfish are going to be so big than the fish. So they just start eating the fish as feed. So when you stock fish first, after 3 months, now you stock the fingerlings of catfish. So after the period of around 6 months, now they'll have 3 months. They will be so big, even you can just find them, when you're just bisecting, you just find some fish onto their stomachs. I'm telling you, for only 3 months.
They're also predators.
They are predators. But the good thing is, you know, when we are just stocking the tilapia fish here, we are going for monosex, which is a male only. But and the expert can just tell you, you cannot get only male, even if whatever comes. So it's just given into a ratio of 3:1 or 5:2. That's the ratio of male to female. So you have already females here. You know, the ratio of 3:1. You have 1% of the female. Or 5:2, you have that 2% of the female ones here. So the point to drive home is, the male grows so fast than female. But the female, after a period of 2 months to 3 months, they start breeding. You see? So the aim of me using the catfish here is to control the breeding. So I don't stock so much. Like this pond here, I stock like 20. Only 20. For every pond is just 20. I purchase only like 100. I divide onto these fish ponds here. So as they can just control the breeding onto this fish pond.
So let me ask you another question. Now that you're just a youth, you know, and you got yourself into this, it's like you don't want to be employed. Are you employed by the government? No. You told me you have 5 courses.
I have so many courses.
This guy he has so many courses, but he chose to do farming. Now he's a self-made man, of which he chose to do fish farming. I want you to tell me, to give advice to those youths who are living in this village, and as a youth, we have come, they don't have anything to do. They complain about the government. Why? And they have jungle of lands. They're not growing anything. What will you tell them?
The point is not having big land. The point is, do you have an idea of that land? What can you perform onto that land? You know, you can just have a land, but maybe you can just talk bad into that person. Maybe he has land, but that land doesn't have, it doesn't cope up with anything that's just grown there. You cannot talk about, and you know, when you talk about people to employ themselves, you know, it's not everybody will employ himself, because everybody has his own mind and idea and the purpose and determination and focus towards what you need. So it will now depend on the brain capacity you have and which career are you up to. So, you know, your ideas are not my ideas. Her ideas are not my ideas. So everybody has his own idea. But the point is to drive home, what are you doing and what you have? Use the local material to sustain you and what you need. You cannot depend on everything from somebody. Maybe, you know, like I can just talk about myself. I finished my Form 4 how many years? 5 years, 6 years ago. So that's when now I never started this project at the abrupt. So after I finished my Form 4 course, so I went and I looked for a job, because at that time I was just desperate, because I just lost some points to university. So I talked about, if I cannot go to university, what else can I do now? It is nothing. So I went for a loading and offloading of cements onto the stores. So I went and I did that at a perfect person ever. So they trusted me into that. So I was just given a co-driver unto that company I was. I was now a co-driver. So when I was a co-driver, I now used my mind carefully, so can I know how to drive. So now I knew how to drive. I was now employed as a driver after a period of 2 months only. After just going for exercises with that vehicle, it was just not only the tests. When it comes to when the driver can just tell you get this vehicle to the car wash.
Yeah.
So I was the person who is going for car wash. And in terms of maybe it's just a flat base.
Yeah.
Can you, or you know, I worked in lorries, which are the tippers, which pick some sand from the rivers, you know. So you can just go and park it at the river. When people are just loading some sand, tells me, oh, it's not enough. Can you go to the next one? So I am the one to drive it in small distances. So from that, I copped up 2 months only. I was graduating into now a driver, full driver. So I was employed as a driver. Now, that time now I bought this land.
Ooh. Oh, you bought this land?
Congratulations.
Now,
from
no. I bought this land.
Oh my God.
This land
job.
was just, that was their job. So this land was vacant. And it was somehow swampy. So nobody could just cultivate anything here. They tried to cultivate arrowroots here. Water was exceeding their manpower. So you can see the quantity of water that's just here, there, and the far end. So there is a lot of water inside here. So you cannot control this water anyhow. So it will now bring chaos onto your stuff you can just plant here. So I went into a deep sleep. So I have just purchased now I've just bought a land. What can I do best in that land? Can I just plant rice? Or can I just practice fish farming? So I was then a driver still. So I went further so as I can just see what can I do. I rolled onto my mind. Can I plant rice? No, I don't have any hint about plantation of rice. And this plantation of rice, it needs a large scale so as we can now sustain the market. So this piece of land, no, rice cannot do here. So what else? So I rolled my head. I just thought and I thought. So I came up with an idea whereby in that time there was construction of fish ponds to farmers who need them, and they have a place where they can just get a fish pond. In that time, the government was just doing that to the farmers for free. So that's how I enrolled myself to the national government, and they dug this fish pond here. You see this one here. So that was the time. So I got a good hint from the government. So they came and I just accommodated them at my home, the manpower who were to dig this fish pond here. It was not dug via the use of any machine. It was dug by people here, which was now the manpower was just to do the work. So I accommodated them at my home, whereby now we were just waking up very early, coming here with djembes and spades and pangas so as we can dig this thing fully.
How many days did you dig this?
12 days.
12 good days?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there were 8 men.
8 men?
Yeah.
Only?
Yeah, 8 men.
Wow, strong men.
Yeah. So as the way we are just continuing with the process of constructing this fish pond, I was just gaining some ideas from them because I was just asking so many questions and terrible questions. So as I can know what am I just, so I have a fish pond, yes. So if I just going to dig it and go, what am I going to stock here and what am I going to do here? So do I have any hint about the fish farming? No. So I had to ask questions. So those questions are now driving me up to now.
Oh my God.
Those questions are asked. So that's where now I constructed that far end fish pond alone, and that one alone via my own manpower.
You alone?
And my people who are just to get the manpower. The manpower, the people who are just to dig it. So they were just using now my mind because now I had knowledge about the construction of these fish ponds.
Wow.
Yeah. So the point was just to drive people that it doesn't matter that you are just employed. There are many people who are employed, but they cannot do this. Because now if you calculate how much does this fish pond cost now to construct it, it's 60,000 Kenya shillings, which is around $600.
Dollars.
And what about that one and that one? So I have like an investment here of around 180 to 200. Wow. So when you stock full of fish, they now go to 200,000. But I never stood up once and said, I want to do this once for 3 fish ponds. I started with one. I saw, do I have something? do I have something out of this? Yes, I construct another one. So I expand slowly. But that's when now I left where I was just employed as a driver. Now I left, so as I can now do anything else. So I sat down and I thought that, so I have these fish ponds, no more driving, because I saw terrible accidents onto the road. I saw them, so I don't like that one. So I thought that this is not my work, or to see how people are just hit by cars here. So I went further, so as I can now manage my project. That was 2020. I was now constructing. I wanted to construct that one there by, like, it was September, November there, that fish pond, 2020. Now I left the driving session. So I came onto that, so as I can now manage my fish ponds.
So this pond, the second pond,
that was the second one.
The first pond,
Yes.
gave birth to the second pond.
Yes.
Meaning there's some money you got.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter
And
if
also
there is money.
good management.
Yeah. Now that's where we're coming from. You should have a good management, and you should be so observative with this.
Yeah.
So guys, when I left the driving session, I came and said that let me now stock the fish here, and I can just stay and manage them. In that time, you know, now I'm from driving. Now I have money. I had now harvested these 2 fish ponds. Now I had now constructed the other one there, so I stocked full. And when I stocked full, it was now sunny. The climate was just sunny. The season was just sunny and hot season. That fish pond dried up. That one had a little, very little water remained there. So that fish pond, the what we call predators, the birds, ate a lot of the whole of the fish that were just there, and I rescued that one, and I stocked them here. So even now the mind started just rolling. Now, is this the business am I doing? This is not a business. I got that money. I went to school. So as I can now have what you know, sometimes farmers have mixed farming. Mixed farming of maybe animal husbandry and crop growing. So if one fails, another one applies. So that's how now I thought that if I go to school, I get the catering and accommodation course. So if one fails, another one applies. That's what I'm just looking for, because even the catering and accommodation, I'm just doing the chief chefing. I'm not employed. I go for only tenders. If you have a tender for catering, so I do that for the people who need me for my own services. That's how now I operate. So I operate twice. I can just construct for you ponds, or manage the ponds, or sometimes you can just find me in the kitchen cooking. So that's how I get the income. But when it comes to maybe I see things are not running well, I go back to the loading and offloading. I do that work.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm energetic enough.
I see.
This guy, he's a multitasker. He has so many courses. He is a farmer.
Fish farmer.
He's
a driver.
a
loading and offloader.
Wow.
I am a co-driver.
Wow.
I'm a chief chef.
Wow.
By now, I am just having mixed farming. Yeah, I'm doing mixed farming because I have some cows.
Send yourself a shout out.
Boom! Guys, it's _Gintu, the fish farmer unto this village. The only guy who has fish unto this. I am Marwa's village fish. Guys, you can just get more uploads in terms of fish farming, whereby from the selection of a place to stock a fish pond, the construction of a fish pond, how to get clean water, and how to get the inlet and outlets. We have stocking of fish. We have how to select good monosex tilapia fish for stocking. We have the criterion of maintenance practices onto this field. You can just learn more about the feeding processes. You can just get to know more about the feeds that are good for the maintenance and the growth of the fish. You can get more of them onto going onto my channel, it's underscore Gintu, Gintu, and get more educative lessons of fish farming. If you want more of this, you can just get me onto this number. It's just +2547 0049 0047.
It was a pleasure hosting you on my channel.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Yeah, guys.
So this is Gintu, the vibe. You know, you don't want to miss to be around this guy.
You got it. Keep it locked. Keep it coming.
Okay. Thank you, Gintu.
Thank you.
So I want us to
Want?
take us. I want the water. I hope imechukua. So guys, as you've been told, we are here, and this is the fish ponds. This fish ponds. This was the first one. Okay, this one was the second one. Okay, and this one was the third one. This here, he dug this one on himself or by himself, and these are the cow chimes. Chimes. He was telling us he used this one, the cow. He used this one to feed the fish. This one, and that's the reason why that fish pond water is green. You can see. So guys, keep on watching my videos and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Okay, for more videos, for more lovely videos, keep on subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's so God rain, so it's a vibe in here, man.